I'm at Thomas Boyd Trackhead walk now on the Hume and Hovell track, and what I like about this one is it is directly next to the river and where Hume and Hovell walked. Like it's the same track as where they walked. Well, not the exact same track, but the same location. Different now because a lot of introduced species have been brought in, including blackberry and all sorts of trees, but some areas it looks like somebody's been bringing back some natives, which is great to see. So that was where we were earlier. Now we are at Thomas Boyd Trackhead. So see how the green line and the red line coincide? So that's saying that this track is on the same location that Hume and Hovell traversed. So there's a great little camping ground there, and apparently you can swim in the river. So I'm tempted to come back and visit this because it's a beautiful spot. So the 31st of October and 1st of November. Let's read the journal. They passed through a swampy valley. At this place we were enabled to cross to the opposite side. Here we stopped to breakfast and refresh the cattle. And the length of time we were coming to this short distance will show that we had some little trouble to get clear of this mountain swamp. So it actually took them 2.5 hours to get a short distance. So the local people who would be the Wiradjuri had been burning the grass, so they had trouble finding some good grass. About 12 or 1 o'clock, we got to the top of what appeared to us a small hill, but in our astonishment, we found it to be an immense mountain. And we saw mountains as far as the eye could reach. That must have been a daunting prospect. So the 31st was the Sunday, but the following day they had a rest day and made a Sunday on the Monday. And Hovell referred to this a few times, that on the Sunday they would rest, or if they couldn't rest on the Sunday, they'd rest on another day and make it a Sunday. So it must have been part of their management to retain their energy and refresh. And on the Monday, that was their Sunday, they caught a lobster in the river.
I was looking for platypus and look what I saw. Look at this beautiful dragon staring at me.
So that was Thomas Boyd Trackhead, and what I didn't know when I was there was that I was in for a big surprise. So Thomas Boyd Trackhead was named after Thomas Boyd, who was one of Hovell's assistants. And what I didn't know at the time was that Thomas Boyd settled in the area, and I was staying at nearby town Tumut. And when I got to town, I saw this notice in a window. And I phoned the number and got in touch with a gentleman named Kerry Back, who is a direct descendant of Thomas Boyd. And as it turned out, I ended up meeting with a whole heap of Thomas Boyd descendants. It was such a unique experience to be able to meet with these descendants and share a yarn and a coffee and a meal with them, when our ancestors would have been doing the same thing on a daily basis for over 3 months. And here we are doing it 200 years later, descendants of those two men, Thomas Boyd and William Hovell. And this has been one of the highlights of my trip. It really was unexpected, and I'm really grateful for that experience.